Welcome back, deep divers. Today, we're going deep, really deep into the minds of the wealthy.
Oh, yeah, this should be good.
We're using Steve Siebold's book, How Rich People Think, as our guide. And get this, we might just end up challenging some of our assumptions about, well, money and success.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. So, you've read the book.
Yeah, cover to
What's the big takeaway? What's the one thing that really stuck with you?
Honestly, it's this contrast Siebold makes between what he calls the middle-class mindset versus, get this, world-class thinking.
World-class thinking. Okay, I like that.
Right. It's not really about, specific financial, tips and tricks. It's more like, what are those deep-down beliefs and the philosophies that really drive the people who, build serious wealth?
Okay, so less about budgeting spreadsheets and more about your
Yeah.
overall outlook on money and wealth.
Exactly.
I'm in. Let's dive in. So the book seems to suggest that there's a big difference in how the wealthy think about earning versus saving
Oh, totally. Like night and day.
compared to how the average person thinks.
Right. Siebold argues that most people focus on saving, playing it safe, out of fear often.
Makes sense.
But the wealthy laser focused on creating wealth.
Okay.
And they don't just work for a paycheck. They see opportunity in places where other people, they see risk, especially during, economic uncertainty.
So wait, are you saying that when the economy takes a downturn, most people get nervous, but the wealthy see it as a chance to get ahead?
It sounds counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
But think about it.
Okay.
Siebold uses the example of economic downturns creating buying opportunities.
Oh, I see.
So assets can be acquired at a discount when everyone else is, freaking out.
Panicking.
Yeah, panicking.
Yeah.
They're not hoarding cash. They're strategically investing.
So it's not about sitting tight and weathering the storm. It's about being proactive and capitalizing on the chaos. And the core idea there is that wealth is built by solving problems, providing value, not by just holding on to what you've got.
You got it. And this kind of ties into another big difference. The wealthy, they tend to embrace what Siebold calls nonlinear thinking.
The nonlinear thinking, okay.
They understand that real wealth, it comes from ideas.
Ideas, okay.
And ideas, they're limitless.
Yeah.
But so many people get stuck in this, time for money trap, You trade hours for dollars.
The 9-to-5 grind.
Exactly. But if you limit your earning potential to just the hours you can work, you're automatically putting a cap on your income.
Makes sense. So nonlinear thinking, it's about breaking free of that time for money equation.
Right. Recognizing that you can create value that's not tied to clocking in and clocking out.
Okay, this is making me rethink some things. Now, one of the most intriguing parts of the book, and maybe a little controversial, is how it tackles the idea that money is the root of all evil.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Siebold kind of flips that on its head,
Yeah.
arguing that poverty is the real root of evil.
It really made me think.
Me too.
Because Siebold suggests that it's actually the desperation for money that can drive unethical behavior.
Oh, interesting.
Think about it. That pressure, that stress of constantly struggling to make ends meet,
Yeah.
it can really cloud your judgment, lead to bad decisions.
Okay.
But if you feel secure, financially abundant, you're less likely to be driven by that kind of desperation.
So it's not that wealth makes people good. It's more that the fear and scarcity that come with poverty, they can breed negativity.
Right. And it challenges us to rethink those biases that we might have about wealth
Yeah.
and examine what beliefs we might be holding on to that are actually, holding us back.
Big question there. Speaking of biases, there's that persistent stereotype of wealthy people, that they're greedy, dishonest,
Oh, yeah. The classic rich villain trope.
Right. How does Siebold address that?
Head on. He's like, look, there might be some bad apples,
Sure.
but the vast majority of fortunes, they're built through hard work, ingenuity, and providing real value to the world.
Okay, but I gotta think there's more to it than just, working hard.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about the way the wealthy approach work?
Well, I think it comes down to this. Most people work because they have to, right? To pay the bills, to survive.
Right.
But Siebold says the wealthy, they often find their work deeply fulfilling.
Really?
They're driven by a passion that goes way beyond just making money.
It reminds me of that quote, find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly. But how many people actually find work that truly excites them?
Yeah, good point.
And that's where Siebold says the wealthy have a different perspective.
Sure.
They see work as an opportunity to, make a difference, to pursue those passions, to create something meaningful.
So they're not just clocking in and out. They're building something they believe in.
And that passion, that purpose, it fuels their drive and their determination.
Okay, I see how it all connects. If you're working on something you're passionate about, it's not just a job. It's like a mission.
Right.
And that mindset can lead to incredible results.
Absolutely. And it also leads to a key difference in how the wealthy and the average person, how they think about money itself.
Oh, okay, how so?
Many people, they view money as something scarce, limited, almost like there's this fixed pie to be divided up.
Yeah, I get that. Like if someone else gets rich, it means there's less for me.
That scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
But the wealthy, they don't see it that way at all.
Okay, so how do they see it?
They have what Siebold calls an abundance mindset.
Abundance
So
mindset.
they see money as a tool, not a weapon.
A tool.
A resource that can be used for good or bad.
Okay,
But ultimately, it's about how you choose to use it.
I like that. And this connects back to that idea we were talking about earlier. Wealth is a right, not a privilege.
Exactly. The wealthy believe in their ability to create financial abundance, and they see it as a natural outcome of their efforts, their ingenuity.
So it's about shifting from a mindset of fear and limitation to one of possibility and abundance. But how do you actually make that shift?
Well, Siebold argues it starts with understanding how the wealthy view money differently
Okay.
and how those beliefs about money shape their actions. It's a fascinating concept. I think we should explore it further.
All right, let's do it. Let's dive even deeper into how rich people think and see what other insights we can uncover.
One thing that really hit me reading Siebold's book was this idea that the wealthy, they don't just see money differently.
Yeah.
They see the whole world differently.
The whole world.
Yeah, like their whole way of looking at opportunities, dealing with challenges. Like,
Yeah.
imagine two people walking down the street, right?
Yeah.
One sees a bunch of empty storefronts and thinks, man, this town's going downhill.
Yeah, I see that.
But the other person, they look at those same storefronts and think, whoa, prime real estate, rent must be cheap.
Opportunity.
Exactly.
That's a great analogy. It really gets at that difference between, like we were talking about before, the scarcity mindset and that abundance
You
mindset
got it. And that difference in perspective can, seriously impact your life.
in all areas, not just money.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so we've talked about mindset, but how does that actually, translate into action? What are the wealthy actually doing differently?
Well, one big one is how they approach learning.
Learning.
Yeah, while a lot of people focus on formal education, degrees and stuff,
Here.
the wealthy are more focused on knowledge that'll directly help them build wealth.
So less about like general knowledge and more about targeted learning.
Right, like they'll invest in learning about investing, business, their specific field.
So it's not about racking up degrees. It's about being a lifelong learner, but with a very specific purpose.
Exactly. And they're not afraid to find mentors, learn from people who are already successful.
Why reinvent the wheel? Right.
They get that experience as a powerful teacher, always asking, who can I learn from? And what skills do I need to reach my goals?
Makes sense.
And this leads to another thing Siebold talks about, leverage.
Ah, yes, we touched on this a bit before. The idea that wealth is about using resources, not just hard work.
Right, it's not just about putting in the hours.
But how does that play out in real life?
It's about recognizing you can't do everything yourself.
Oh, I see.
The wealthy, they're masters at leveraging other people's time, money, expertise.
To achieve their goals.
Yeah, building partnerships, delegating tasks, creating systems.
So it's about knowing your limits and working with others to overcome them.
It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Love that quote.
And this connects to another interesting point, how the wealthy view risk.
Okay, risk is a big one.
While a lot of people try to avoid risk, the wealthy understand calculated risks are essential.
They're not just like reckless gamblers.
Well, no. It's about carefully weighing the potential rewards against the downsides and being willing to step outside that comfort zone when they see an opportunity.
It reminds me of that Mark Zuckerberg quote, "The biggest risk is not taking any risk."
That's a good one. And they're not afraid to fail either.
Everyone fails sometime.
Exactly. They see it as a chance to learn, to adjust, and come back even stronger.
So resilience is key.
Yep. And that resilience is often fueled by, get this, optimism.
Optimism.
The wealthy tend to believe that, the universe is on their side, helping them achieve their goals.
Wow. compared to feeling like the world is against you.
Huge difference, right?
It sounds like they have this deep belief in themselves and their vision,
It's like an unshakable faith that they'll succeed no matter what.
and that confidence probably plays a big role in helping them overcome challenges, get those amazing results.
Absolutely. It's almost like they're playing by a different set of rules, you know?
A different playbook for life.
Right. So we've covered some pretty big ideas, but does Siebold actually give any like specific strategies, tactics the wealthy use?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It'd be interesting to hear some more concrete examples.
He does. And the fascinating thing is they often go beyond just managing money.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's a whole way of thinking and living.
All right, let's get into those specific strategies and see how they can apply to our own lives. Okay, so let's get tactical. What are some of those like hands-on strategies that Siebold talked about?
Well, one of the biggest is how the wealthy approach goal setting.
Goal setting. Okay.
A lot of people, they have like vague ideas about what they want.
Yeah, I want to be successful.
Exactly. But the wealthy, super specific goals, measurable deadlines, the whole 9 yards. They don't just dream it, they plan it out.
They turn those dreams into like a concrete roadmap.
Yep. And they're willing to put in the work, even when it gets tough. Siebold says the wealthy are comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh, interesting. So it's not about avoiding challenges, it's about like leaning into them.
They see challenges as like opportunities to grow.
That's a good way to look at it.
And this connects to their work ethic.
Work ethic. Okay, so we're not talking about like working 24/7, right?
No, it's not about being a workaholic. It's about working smart, maximizing your efforts, focusing on those high impact activities.
So quality over quantity. Working smarter, not harder.
And they're always looking for ways to be more efficient, more effective.
Makes sense.
Delegating tasks, automating things, building systems.
Freeing up their time and energy.
Exactly, so they can focus on the things that really matter.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What else?
Networking is another big one.
Oh yeah, networking.
The wealthy, they get that success isn't just about what you know, it's also about who you know.
It's not what you know, is who you know.
Right. They build those strong relationships with influential people.
Creating a network of support.
Exactly. And it's not about like using people.
Right.
It's about connecting with others who share your values, who can help you grow.
Siebold even talks about how the wealthy teach their kids to build networks from a young age.
It's like they're instilling that value of building genuine relationships that benefit everyone involved.
So it's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, support your goals.
And they're always looking for ways to give back to their network, too.
So it's a two-way street.
They understand that the more you give, the more you receive.
It's about creating win-win situations. I like that. Anything else?
One more thing that Siebold really emphasizes is continuous self-improvement.
Self-improvement, okay.
The wealthy, they invest in their personal growth, books, courses, coaching, whatever it takes.
They're always striving to learn and evolve.
They see their mindset as their most valuable asset.
And they're always looking for ways to, like, upgrade their thinking.
Exactly. So after this deep dive into how rich people think, what's the big takeaway for our listeners?
Yeah, what should they be thinking about after this?
I think the most important thing is this. Your beliefs about money, about success, they really do shape your life.
If you want to build wealth, you need to cultivate that world-class mindset we were talking about.
Challenge those limiting beliefs that might be holding you back.
And embrace a new way of thinking.
And remember, wealth, it's not just about the money.
It's about freedom, opportunity.
The power to make a difference.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the minds of the wealthy.
We've uncovered some pretty fascinating insights.
About the beliefs, the strategies, the perspectives that drive success.
It really makes you think.
To all our deep divers out there, thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope this is giving you some new ideas, some inspiration to think differently about your own potential. Until next time, keep diving deep.